Hey there tech fellows. My name is Rahim and today we are going to be talking about the ultimate MacBook buying guide in 2025 or even in 2026. So as we have been introduced with the latest M5 series chip, so this is the best time I think so to guide you that who should go with the latest option, who should opt the M4 Pro or Max options, and who should go with the older versions like M1, M2 or even M3. So stick with the video and we are going to be breaking down that either you should buy the Pro models, the Air models, and which chipset is going to be best for you if you are a student, if you are a professional, or if you are a creator. But before starting, subscribe to the channel as it would help us grow as a family together, and the YouTube algorithms really likes if you give a thumbs up to the video. So now let's get started with the on the little laptop screen right in front of me, and let's talk about the chipset and the performance differences between all the MacBook models right now. So the Apple Silicon include M2, M3, M3 Pro, M3 Max, M4 and all these Pro and Max variants in it, and even the M5. Now why I'm not talking about M1, because it is somewhat older chip right now. It was introduced in 2020, but do not just think that it is not a well optimized chip for being used in 2025. And why is that so? We will be explaining that in the video later. So now, if you are a student or if you are a casual user, I would say that go with M2 Pro or even the M3 variants of the chips, depending on your budget. These are going to be the best ones. Keeping the long story short, if you are a video editor or if you are a programmer, the best chips are going to be the M3 or M4 Pro and M3 Max or M4 Max. Now, all these chipsets are basically very much powerful and in some cases even overpowered than what you are demanding from them. And for the power users or even developers, the latest M5 chip is going to be the groundbreaker, I think so, because it is bringing a lot of new features, a lot of AI integration into the systems you are currently going to be using. Right now, it is only available in the iPad and the MacBook. But in case of iPad, I would just say that stay away from that because the OS is not that powerful to help you out. And we will be making a video on that separately. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see that in the future. Now coming towards the battery life, actually, it is very important that what kind of battery you are getting from your MacBook if you are a student, if you are a professional, or if you are a developer. Now, in most cases, the professionals are going to edit the videos, or you can say do development in their studios and in the strictly you can say closed spaces most of the time. So for them, I think so that any of the Pro models and even the Air models, if it suits your obviously the workflow, because the developers are all obviously going with the latest and greatest which is available in the Pro models, but the battery life is not that much bigger of a concern. But in the student life, when you are just roaming around university, making assignments on the go and even editing some of the things on the go, I think so the best option is going to be the option which is with the best battery life. And thanks to the Apple Silicon chips, all of them delivers 10-hour plus battery life, with a little more in the Pro models, but once again it comes with a very hefty price tag which students cannot pay. So just choose. You can say here the choosing is very simple, I think so. The 1 to 2 hours of battery life could be spared with the Air models, just because you are saving a lot of price. And why I am saying that, it is going to be explained at the end of the video, where I am going to be giving you some tips about why you should and should not buy the specific model and how it is going to be bad for you. So stick with the channel, subscribe if you are liking what you see. Now, as we have talked about the battery life, the next thing is going to be display and the design. Now, the Pro workflows usually are involving the external displays like the Apple Studio display, which are color graded and provide excellent video quality. But still, if you are relying on your laptop screen for Pro grade work, you should go with the latest Pro models with the M4 Max and M4 Pro chipsets, because they just deliver you the mini LED display, in some cases OLED and even Retina displays. These are going to be very accurately color corrected and with the P3 wide or even the latest generation of color gamut, which is going to be best for your work scenario. Now once again, here you have to see that which thing suits you best. If color grading is your thing, go with the best display, because this is the place where you can never compromise on quality, because it is going to be affecting your output or what you are producing. So This is all about the display. Now let's talk about the ports and connectivity. With the Pro models, we are getting MagSafe, we are getting 3 Thunderbolt ports, we are getting a HDMI port, even SD card port is there. So if you are someone who does not like to carry dongles with you, the Pro model is going to be best for you. But once again, when we talk about students, obviously carrying a dongle is a hassle. But once again, paying extra price for the Pro models is a bigger hassle. So I would say that choose wisely, and the students should go with the Air, as I've already explained in the start. It is one thing to go with. So now let's talk about once we are clear with the ports and connectivity, let's talk about pricing. Actually, the Air starts from $1,099 or $1,100 to be precise, while the Pro models are starting from $1,600 and go up to hefty $3,500. So you have multiple options to choose from. But once again, you could go with the older models too. Now just break it down a little bit about the older models. The M1, M2 models are more than good enough for the students or everyday casual users for video editing, for I would say reading your documents, for taking notes, for jotting down things on your Mac, for entertainment, and all these little things. They are not going to be taking a lot of power from your device. And with that, we come towards the next point of the video, that who should buy what. So for the students, briefly speaking, Air is going to be the best option. For creators, Pro model with the M3, M4 Pro and Max chipsets is going to be the best. For developers, obviously the latest and greatest M5, and in the upcoming months you will be seeing the M5 Pro and Max. That chip is going to be the best for you. But right now, M4 Pro or Max is going to be providing you better performance than the M5, and these are going to be the better chipsets. And then for office use, the M2 or M3 Air is more than good enough. Even M1 Air is going to be good enough, and even for students in some case, as I've already explained. So now talking about the storage options. Now this is also one of the big fish in the tank, and we have made a complete video about this. But once again, choose your storage wisely and go with the bigger option. 256 seems to be a little cheaper and it attracts students mostly, but I would say that choose a sweet spot and go with 512 GB at least, as it is going to be future proofing your device for a lot of years to come. And for the professional user, obviously you would be going with 1 terabyte, I think so. And then you could also attach the external drives now, which are super fast with the Thunderbolt displays, and you could work on that very easily. Now the Mac OS and ecosystem things is something which is very obvious. Mac OS 15 and even now Mac OS 26, which had just released, is exceptional. Apple is claiming that it is working very good with the AI, even though AI is not anywhere to be seen in the Apple's ecosystem for the time being, and other companies are going leap ahead. Another video is coming on that soon, so also subscribe for that. But right now, Apple's AirDrop, handoff features, universal control, and continuity are some of the things which could work exceptionally well if you own an iPhone, a MacBook, and even a Mac, desktop Mac or iPad. These are going to connecting you very perfectly. Your Apple Watch could just unlock your Mac. So these are also some things to consider while you are buying. Now, once again, I would like to say that subscribe to the channel if you are liking the video, and give us a thumbs up, as it would help us grow as a family together. Now, finally, let's talk about that what is going to be the best time to buy your devices. Actually, there are going to be some Christmas sales now. There are Black Friday sales. There are Apple events. There are back to school sales. Just go there and try to buy your devices from there. Even refurbished options are also very good ones for the students, as it would help you save a lot of money. Good refurbishers like Amazon and Apple are never going to disappoint you when you are buying a refurbished device from them. And then there are also some educational discounts for the students. Now finally, let's talk about the mistakes to avoid, which I was talking about before. Just do not spend a lot on the base storage. First of all, paying for the power you don't use is also one of the very, you can say, biggest mistake. You just go out and with a lot of money in your hands, you buy a MacBook Pro, but your usability or your demand is even which Air could just fulfill to its fullest, and then there is also some power left. So you should spend on the device as per your need of the power, and then you could spend that extra budget on some accessories like AirPods, an Apple Watch, or something else which you could just need better or could use better than the MacBook with the higher power. And then ignoring the ports is also one of the thing. If you are not a dongle person, just pay extra, wait for some time, collect some more money and pay for extra, as it is going to help you a lot, and dongles are going to be ditched from your entire ecosystem of your devices. And then finally, Apple Care Plus is something, if you can afford, you should and must buy, as it is going to future proof your device very much. Now the final verdict, once again, MacBook Air is for portability, MacBook Pro is for performance. Air for portability, Pro for performance. So choose wisely, and I am sure that this video would be helpful for a lot of you guys. If it is so, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for sticking with us till the end. And we will be meeting in the next video with another review or any other interesting topic of the video like that. So until that, stay curious, keep exploring, and we will be meeting in the next video. Peace out.